Oh, what is up, YouTube? Welcome to another video. Today, this is just going to be like a one-shot YouTube video. I don't think there's going to be any cuts, but I'm just going to record this all at once. What I wanted to do today is honestly go through a posing instructional video for you guys, and go over all the classic physique poses and everything, and kind of give you some feedback and some like teaching you how to actually hit the poses, because I see a lot of mistakes with when it comes to posing, honestly. And I think just getting some material out there can help to kind of um, clarify a few things, help you give some pointers, things to focus on to make sure that you're hitting the poses right, and give you some instruction as far as like what you should be doing kind of like leading up to a show. So anyways, here at Hell's Gate, it's a gym here in Murray, Utah. It's where I usually come on Mondays, sometimes leg days, just depends. It's just another gym membership that I have. So yeah, so we'll jump into it. If you like this video, if you like my content, if you like the things I'm doing, or you want to make suggestions, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let me know like what else you want to see. I can go through all the different posing for the different classes too. I can do open and men's physique as well. If you want the women's stuff, I can probably pull my wife in to do a lot of the women's stuff. That's usually who I rely on for that, just because she does figure and she's pretty good at bikini stuff, and it's a lot easier for women to do the women's posing than it is for a guy to kind of try to figure out how to move like a woman moves. But anyways, yeah, if you want to see more different posing stuff, you want to see like, I don't know, what I'm eating, full day eating, stuff like that, just let me know. I'll make anything that you guys want, but one video a week. Yeah, so let's jump into it. I actually just realized the camera's a little bit off center, so I'm going to readjust it, move it back a little bit just so that I can get you in here. And yeah, light does this thing too, where it just like automatically brightens up. But I'm going to move the camera back and adjust it for you guys real quick. All right, guys. So I also want to deeply apologize for how white I am. I don't really care about tanning, and skin cancer is a thing. So, jump into this, go over it. Okay, so we'll get to the first pose. Hopefully this is all far enough away and I'm able to be in frame. Looks like it. So the first pose that you're going to have is your front relaxed. This one, your heels. Your heels should be about hip width apart. You want your knees pointed out at about a 45-degree angle, athletic bend to the knees. And then you're going to do this hip pop thing. So you're not just going to stand like this. You're going to arch your hip here so that you're able to bring out all that detail all the way up to your hip. And then from there, you're going to just open up into a lat spread. And you just hold this. Anytime that you guys are on stage, this is what you should be hitting. I'm going to adjust this real quick. I just realized that my head is like super duper, like almost out of frame. So there we go. That's better for you guys. So flex here, open up. Then you're going to have your quarter turn to the right. So the main thing is, honestly, guys, if you struggle with like lat flares, it's something that you got to learn. It's something that you got to memorize. And it just takes a feel to kind of get it. But like essentially what you can do, just bend over, let your arms hang, and that feeling of letting your scapula spread out is what you kind of want to keep. And then you relax the chest, relax the traps, but you keep those scapula spread out. Then from here, core turn to the right. Line your feet up, inch your front foot forward just a little bit. And then you're going to stand up big and tall. You're going to slightly have your weight forward onto your toes because you don't want to be leaning back. Slight forward bend. This arm here just comes straight back. Keep that core tight. This arm comes forward. Don't cover your glutes. And then when you're on stage, you're going to be staring forward. And there you go. That's your side relax. Then core turn to the right. You're going to face the back. A lot of this is in reverse. Heels hip width apart. Knees 45 degrees angle out. This one, you're going to squat down and rotate to put your weight onto the outside of your heel. This will help you to squeeze the glutes, squeeze the hamstrings, and get that definition there. And then you're just simply going to do a lat flare again, but this time you're going to arch through your mid back to give a little bit more definition. Because remember, the judges aren't straight out here, their eyes are down here. So when you're flexing, you want to lean back a little bit so that they're seeing it flat. It's not straight out that you want to see flat. It's the judges. So that's an important tip to always remember, is that you're posing for the judges. You aren't posing for somebody straight out in front of you. You're not posing for the mirror. You're not posing for your family. You're at a competition. You're posing for the judges because you want to show the judges your best. Okay, from here, same thing in reverse on this side. Slight forward lean. So you're slightly forward onto the balls of your feet. Front foot is just a smidge in front. Squeeze your legs together, stand up big and tall, and then look forward. Okay, now we get into like more of the meat and potatoes of classic and open bodybuilding from here. Front double bicep. So you're going to pick one of your legs and you're going to put your weight on that one leg. And then with the other leg, toes, with your toes in a straight line. Toes on this foot, all your weight on this foot. I can just do this and come here, 45-degree angle, slight athletic bend, do the hip pop, flex your quads, and then the most standard thing ever, come up into a front double bicep. And what's going to be different here is that you aren't going to come straight out with your arms. Raise your elbows up, and then you're also going to do elbows forward, wrists back. Will help you to open up, create big bicep peaks. And then, yeah, just remember, bicep peaks over shoulder peaks. So you're not going to be down here, you're not going to be down here, up. And then you don't collapse in like this. Keep it out so that you can actually see your biceps. Okay, and from there, actually there's a couple of things that you can do here as well. You're going to have to play around with it to see what's best on your physique, but these stay the same. Come up here. I stretch out to accentuate my waist, but what you can do if your waist is small enough is actually crunch down in this. That makes my waist look wider, so I don't do that. But what you can also do is a vacuum in this pose. You have to make sure to really, really train that though, because you don't want to be heavy breathing on stage. Always keep your core tight. Don't breathe through your belly. Breathe through your upper chest. And keep those abs tight. But what you can always do is breathe out all the air and then vacuum up. I'm not very good at it, so I still need to practice that. I've got 14 weeks. We'll see if I can get it good enough to do it on stage, but I do end up more towards the side of like heavy breathing, so I don't really do that. Okay, that's front double bicep. And remember, big one, elbows forward, wrist back. So rotate elbow forward. You're basically externally rotating, but elbows forward, wrist back, create that big bicep peak, and then elbows up higher than you feel like they need to be. Keep those legs flexed. Also, another tip, guys, always start at the ground and go up. Set your legs before you do your upper body, and then hold your legs and practice holding your legs. Because legs are always the first thing to just hot dog and go limp on stage and lose the definition. Okay, quarter turn to the right, side chest. That back foot, whichever side you're facing the judges, that back foot, plant it, take your front foot, and take the ball of your foot. You're going to stand on your toes, take the ball of your foot, slide it into the middle arch of your back foot. And then with your knees, I'm going to come a little bit closer here so you can see it. So with your knees here, what you're going to do is you're actually going to squeeze together. And you're going to do that, and it's going to help spread out that leg. So back foot planted up onto your toes, slide that into the middle, squeeze your legs together, and squeeze those adductors. You're digging your back knee into that space between your hamstring and your teardrop on the inside of your leg. And then front arm, fist, Your backhand, take your middle finger, wrap it onto your wrist, and you're gonna pull back, keep your elbow tight, and then supinate this front wrist, which means turn the pinky up. And then flex, row. So with this side of your body, you're rowing back. With this side, you're flying forward. So big flex here, stretching back here. Okay, the next one, rear double bicep. The way that you're gonna set this one up, hip width with your feet, take one step back, line your toes up with your heel, knees 45-degree angle out, athletic bend, flex your hamstrings, flex your glutes, and then kind of the opposite, guys, of the front double bicep. Well, the same, but opposite. Pull back, elbows up higher than you think they need to be, arch through the mid back, elbows forward, wrist back. Oh, that's a big one. So as you can see, lat flare comes into a big portion of this. So if you don't know how to flare your lats, practice that until you can memorize it and get it down. Next pose, ab and thigh. So what you do here, create a perpendicular kind of foot placement. So I have one foot, 45-degree angles this way. Other foot, my heel comes to where the middle of my right foot is and faces 45 degrees angle that way. Creates a 90-degree angle between my 2 feet. Let athletic bend, flex, hip pop, and then make fists, and then fists behind ears, elbows straight up, crunch down. This is also another one where you can do the vacuum. So once again, you have to master that breathing because it will feel like you're suffocating and you gotta learn how to fight that because you're breathing out all your air and then not breathing back in. Okay, so fists behind ears, elbow straight up, crunch down. Okay, relax. Last one for classic physique. Classic physique pose of choice. This one is just up to the user. So the guideline for this one is find something that makes you look good and that doesn't take up a lot of space. So I know everybody thinks that like the Icarus pose, dropping down, doing the front double bicep, stuff like that, it looks really good. It's really classic, it's really aesthetic. You're not gonna have a lot of space when you guys are standing with people on your side. So pick something that's classic, but that you're basically able to do within your posing box. So for me, I have a couple of defaults that I go to. Well, I really love this pose. I don't do it in the line. Usually what I will do is half of a front lat spread with the bicep, or I'll do the classic side tricep. Those are generally the ones just because I'm able to be a little bit more compact while I'm standing on the line with 2 guys on either side of me. But generally that's guidelines with the classic physique pose of choice, is that you don't want to take up too much space. And then guys, the main thing with all of this is you need to practice. You need to practice, practice, practice. Too many people don't take this seriously or only start practicing like a week, 2 weeks out from the show. You need to practice. You need to learn how to do the poses, but you also need to build up the endurance so that you can hold the poses for like a minute, minute and a half straight, because you don't know how long you're going to be up on that stage. And if you're not conditioned, if you don't have the endurance, you're going to start pouring sweat and your tan's going to run off and you're going to look unprofessional and you're going to be sitting on stage shaking instead of Roman statue. So that's the idea, is you want to get really good at posing, really good endurance. You want to look like a statue and you want to look like a piece of art on stage. So build up, start by learning the poses, then start by holding them for 15 seconds, then 20, 30, 45, 60, and just continue to build that up over time, guys. So real quick, I'm going to go back, I'm going to do it all again, and I'm not going to explain it. I'm just going to run through it real quick so you can see how it all looks. and then I'll wrap up the video at that point. Please, if you learned something from this, like, share, subscribe. I'd be really grateful to you guys, and always comment. Let me know what you guys want to see. And thank you for joining me on this journey. 14 weeks out from the Wasatch Warrior here in Utah. So let's get back to it. Go through all the poses, wrap up the video, and get out of here and go home. So front relaxed. Always front relaxed on stage. Whenever they tell you to relax, don't actually relax. Just get in front relaxed. Core turn to the right. Core turn to the right. Core turn to the right. Front double bicep. Side chest. Rear double bicep. Ab and thigh. Classic physique pose of choice. And that's it, guys. That is your classic physique posing tutorial. I can go over the other ones, but let me know if you guys want to even see that. But thanks so much for tuning in. Grateful to you guys, and I will see you guys next week in the next video. Peace out. Bye.